So you can hear people coming who may or may not be bad guys, and that's the other piece of the equation. If you go with A, or you get on B, basically the noise, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the other piece. Inside, all kinds of sounds become omnidirectional route. The way sound waves propagate through hallways and rooms and doors, sometimes it's difficult to determine where the noise is really coming from.
Yeah.
And that's why when gunshots are fired, people accidentally run towards gunfire indoors because they think they're running away from it.
So, it echoes.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, to get the fuck out of there, you're going to go ahead and get on the elevator. No sense running around in hallways where you could end up just standing in front of bad guys. So you get on the elevator, and now you hear people in the hallway say, did somebody get on the elevator? Did somebody get on the elevator? So do you, A, take the elevator down to the lobby, or B, take the elevator to a different floor and look for more discreet exits?
Oh, definitely B.
B. Let's see what it says. B. Good job, buddy. So, yes, you want to take the elevator to a different floor. As you mentioned, there might be other possible exits, which you're already thinking ahead, and that's a good thing to do, especially in these situations. And you want to get lower. Like, for me, I'd be like, let's get the fuck low as possible so that I don't have to deal with higher floors. If the bad guys made it to the 11th floor, the more likely place to place a sentry or a watch or another one of their guys is at the lobby. Mm-hmm. So even though that might sound like a good idea at first, if bad guys, these are smart bad guys, they got automatic weapons, they've already come to the 11th floor, they probably have put a couple of guys down there because that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
So we want to stay away from the lobby, unless of course we can kind of sneak up on it. And the last thing we want is a ding and the elevator doors open and you're at the lobby and you got bad guys blowing you away.
Yeah.
So you can take the elevator to the lower floors and see if you can take the steps from there, or find a phone and call the police, right? Getting the 911 call out becomes really important right now. You take the elevator to the second floor. This floor looks like a corporate office under renovation. There's tools laying about. You see a landline plugged in. Landlines, they're kind of rare, but they still exist in corporations. So, do you, A, find somewhere to hide, or B, use the damn phone?
I'm going to use the phone.
Going to use the phone. That's what I would say, but let's see what this says. B, use the phone. Of course you're going to use the phone. You use the phone to call the police. As you tell the operator where you are, you hear the elevator ding, and the doors start to open. Okay? You duck behind an unfinished cubicle, and the bad guy with a gun exits the elevator by himself. And he's about 20 feet from you. Okay? He sees the phone that you were using is off the hook. Okay? So, do you charge the guy? Okay? A, just run at him. Or B, create or make a distraction.
Definitely go with the distraction.
Distraction, right? I mean, 20 feet away, as soon as you pop up, you've lost the element of surprise. Now you got 20 feet of awkwardness that you could die.
Yeah, I hit him with them zigs and zags.
Right. And here's the thing, creating distractions, and I've learned this in the real world. If you're going to distract someone, that distraction, once you do it, you only get away with it once.
Yeah.
And then you better act. And when you act after that distraction, it better be like the fucking act of violence like you've never done before in your life. So you grab an object in this renovated cubicle area and you throw it to make a noise and distract the gunman. When he turns towards the sound, now you charge him. Okay? Now you're going full on violent mode. You take him out with a screwdriver straight to a fucking throat. Damn, that's so cool. Yeah. And now he's lying on the ground. Now you have his gun. Okay? And his walkie-talkie. Do you, A, take his gun back to the 11th floor and save everyone? Or B, check through all the channels on the bad guy's radio, his walkie-talkie, to see if you can connect with any of the police radio frequencies that are out there?
If it was a video game, yeah, I'd definitely go B.
Yeah, why not, right? Because intel, collect information, take that opportunity to see what these guys are up to. Maybe you can figure out all their locations through listening to their comms. And it gives you, without a doubt, a huge advantage. So now you find a police frequency on the walkie-talkie. You also look out the window and you see a single cop car approaching the building, all right? Over the radio, you hear the cop saying, hey, everything looks fine. And the building looks quiet. No big deal. The cop starts to make a U-turn. You try to use the radio to let him know not to leave, right? But the signal doesn't seem to get to him. You try to use the phone from earlier, but the line is now dead, okay? The cop is about to leave. So do you... A, shoot out the windows of the floor you are on and get his attention, or take the elevator to the roof and try and get a better signal.
Man, again, so many fun ones to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the roof and try to get a better signal.
Okay. All right. Let's see what this says.
I probably should have shot. Should have shot
out the windows. Damn. Well, I mean... I think on this one, you could go either way for sure. Shooting out the windows, because this is kind of a choose your own adventure, allows you to continue on the adventure. So, of course, shoot out the windows. Why not? And try and get his attention before he leaves the area. By the time you get to the roof, he might be out of signal range anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Getting to high ground and getting a good signal makes sense if you have time. But... it's dangerous territory. You don't know what you're going to run into trying to get to the roof in the first place, okay? So, the cop will be gone by the time you get to the elevator and make your way up, and not to mention you could get killed before you get to the roof. So, just like in Die Hard, if you haven't caught on
yet. No, I've been playing this whole thing through my head.
In Die Hard, you shoot out the windows and you throw the body of... your new screwdriver holder out the window, and you hear, and of course he drops right down and lands on top of the cop car because you are that good at throwing bodies out from high. Yes, exactly. I mean, you're from Texas, so. And you hear the cop erupt over the radio. And he's like, I need backup at this building right now. Okay. So suddenly it's not so quiet, not so peaceful at this building after a dead body falls on his car. All right. So do you, A, go to the roof and try to communicate? Okay. Or B, hide until the cops get there?
I'm going to go with B. Because I should have already been my ass on the roof.
Hide until the cops get there or go to the roof. Let's see what this says. Hey, all right. You go to the roof and try to communicate with your radio because now the cop has stopped. Yeah. So
I want to talk to these people who wrote this.
But hiding until the cops show up isn't a bad idea. But as we know with some of these hostage situations and assaults, this can be a multi-day event. And your hiding could turn into starvation.
I'm on the second floor. I'm
no water. Out. That's right. You have made your way to the second floor, so you've got other exits. And making your way to the roof, I see where that could be an unreasonable piece of logic there because you're just putting yourself in more danger trying to get up there. And to make radio comms, is it really worth it? Because you've already got the cops' attention. So you could go either way with this one. I agree. Moving on. You get to the roof to radio the cops, giving them more info on the situation. Because really, you just want to be a good Samaritan. You want to give them good comms. You want to tell them everything that they're about to face. You don't want to make any bad decisions. And most of all, you don't want any more people to die. They tell you to hide in place and let them handle it from there. Right. So do you, A, go back down to the 11th floor and go ahead and take out the trash, right? Take out the rest of the bad guys, or B, follow the cops' instructions?
Well, it would be more fun to do A. I'm going to go with B.
B.
I never do B.
Follow the cops' instructions. Let's see the answer. Yeah, look at you. Follow the cops' instructions. Okay, so obviously for the average person out there that doesn't have heroic capabilities like you or John McClane. Is that his name? John McClane?
Yeah, John McClane.
John McClane, yeah. Then, yeah, you should probably, play it safe with every decision you make because you want to live at the end of the day. You want to go home to your kids, wives, whatever you got going on in your life. But if you have capabilities, then, why not?
Or take that hostess home.
The host, yep, there you go. I mean, the hero. Mm-hmm. I think most heroes get laid at the end of the day.
Yeah, finger blasting all the chicks.
There you go. So let's see here. I think let's tally this up. You missed what? 3?
I think 3.
I think you came in a tie with old Mike Ritland. If you haven't listened to Mike Ritland's episode, you probably should. He's got 2 of them now, and the 70% is passing. So good job, you, Matt, have survived this podcast.
Thank God.
By the little chinny hair on your chin. There you go. You're listening to Can You Survive This Podcast? Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe, rate, and share on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.